Good morning. I just wanted to show you a couple of things. It's early in the morning and I'm just trying to get this done before Anson wakes up. But the first thing is that we are submitting plans for our house. We want to do a double-storey side extension. I've spoken about it before on one of the previous episodes, but I've gone through the drawing and last night I had a bit of time and finally got it all drawn up. So I'll just show you that now if I flip that around. So this is ours, and then when we bought the house, I'll try and put a little pic on now. So it had like a workshop here with a summer house, and then all down here was like a pitched roof indoor little summer house bit. So basically we're just trying to reinstate that, but obviously open this bit up onto the garden, and we're going to plan on putting a swimming pool in here when I win the lottery, but hopefully that'll be a nice video if we do eventually get to that stage on how to build a swimming pool. But we're going to build all this bit first. Well, I'll probably dig it all out in the same, but this will be a year or two's time probably before we start doing this. But I just wanted to get obviously the plan permission in now. So what I do now is I will send, so let me see if I can get these up. One sec, I'll just pause it because I keep putting my address and all personal details on these videos without realising. So as you can see, when we draw it on that Archon Evo, it transfers it to this 2D plan for you, and then obviously you put it on a you can actually do print to PDF, which is a useful tool and keeps the scale obviously in line. So this is the bit that we're looking to add, and then obviously storage down here and a little storage at the front. It's a little garage for me. So what I try to do is I send this off now with the elevations to planning departments, and just send it to them for like a once over to say, look, does this look okay before I submit it? And it sort of speeds it up because they'll sort of get back to you and say whatever, rather than if you go through the whole planning process, then they might take weeks and weeks before they reply to you. They'll send letters out to neighbours, whereas if you just propose it to them, they'll come back and say, well, oh no, that style of roof or that size extension, you won't get it if you make it this size, or if you do this to it, you're more likely to get it. And also they're on deadline, so when you submit an application, they've got so many weeks to do it, which you've seen on my sister's plans that they were absolutely harassing her to make changes to the plans, otherwise they were going to deny it and she'd have to apply again to stay on track with the guidelines and targets for the area and their department. So by doing this and sending it to planning, hopefully I can get it all right before I submit, and then when I submit it, it's one, hopefully a bit smoother, and two, it sort of helps the planning department out with their guidelines as well. It'll make it easier for them. And if if I can do that more often, hopefully next time, every time mine comes in, they might be like, oh look, yeah, here's another one, yeah, that looks okay, yeah, rather than being like, oh, here's another one off the AJ Owens, it's going to take all these edits, all these changes. So yeah, I've sent that last night to the planning officers for this area, so I'll let you know what they come back with. Yeah, and then next thing I wanted to show you was this. Let me get off here. So this is a software that we use. We started using it years ago, actually. I don't remember how I stumbled across it, but I think I was searching for structural engineers that weren't a rip-off, basically, because we were needing tiny steels for building regs, 2-3 meters, and we were having to pay £300 for a structural engineer to do a proper report, come out, measure, do this, do that. When what we do now is we literally put in here, say 4 meter steel, And you gain this with experience. However, this company will actually offer you training and guidance on how to obviously complete this properly, because there's no point having this software if you're not putting in the right numbers, because everything is, you know, based on the information that you put in. So universal beam means obviously it could be taller than it is wider. A column means that it's the same height as it is width. They're generally more thicker, bigger steels. And then parallel flange, I've not used this section to be fair, and you can change the steel grades. However, this is the standard one. Literally, if you click on any of these, it'll give you, there you go. But let's just say we're doing a 4 meter one, and then it'll ask you for, is the load on the steel uniform, partially uniform, or a point load? So if we're doing, let's say we're doing a steel for a knock through, it's going to be uniformly, because it'll have, well, and then you go through this in stages. You had this how I do it. So we'll go 225 brickwork plus render and plasterwork on both sides. Now normally the first floor of a house is 2.6 meters of brickwork, and you can add another load, because you've got to go through this and think what is this steel actually taking. So it takes that brickwork, but you can't just stop there. Is there a roof that's on that brickwork? Yes, there is. And the width of the length of the roof from the purlin to the wall might be, let's say it's 3 meters. So that load will be split. So it'll be 1.5 meters of width. And then you might go, okay, there might be a timber floor that's strapped, or the joist might be sat on that wall as well for the first floor of the house. So you go timber floor domestic, and we know that between, let's use my house for example, between there and there, so there's actually a timber there, the old one for the thing, but let's just say that was a steel. These joists say run that way, so we'd have to add that load on. So if that distance from there to there is 4 meters, we would put 2 meters in as a load, because if you imagine you've got a 4 meter beam, half of the load is on this wall, half of the load is on that wall, so you only put half the load in. Right, does the beam have lateral restraint? This is mainly if it's cast in concrete or something, so you'd normally put unrestrained. And then these are the factors which they will automatically impose. So impose loads, also known as live loads, are usually things that can change, such as people or furniture. So they just, I never really change these, because, and again, permanent load, dead load, usually things that do not change, weight in the floor. So these will be like your safety factors, so they'll times it by 1.35. And then we go all these deflection. Again, you won't change any of these unless you know specifically what you're doing, and that'll run a calculation, and this will then give us a list of steels. It won't just give you one, it'll give you as many as you need. Normally what it does is it gives you the lightest weight steel, because obviously that's the cheapest steel. The heavier the steel, the more you're paying. And these numbers then mean 203 means the height, 133 means the width, and 30 UB means the weight in kilograms per meter. So this one weighs 30 kilograms per meter. So if it's a 4 meter steel times 30 kilograms, this steel will weigh 120 kilograms. And then all these bits will be green, 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 even that one. So that one's 94%, so it's orange. However, it still obviously passes, so that's the shortest one. And as you see, as we go to bigger steels, it'll go up and up and up. So this will only show you steels that will, and then you can come in here and it'll give you all the details that the structural engineer at Building Regs will be after. So they'll look at these and be able to obviously check that it's okay, that what you've put in. They'll see in it sort of what you've put in for, there you go. So self-weight, weight of the beam, load 2, load 2, load 3. So they might say, oh, you're missing something there. And then you would fill in the project details, download or email, and that's it. So we pay, I think it's £270 a year for access to this, and we also get 1 year less likely to be asked for. However, it does come up sometimes, so we get both. We get access to timber beam and steel beam. So again, same thing. This goes through rafters, purlins, posts, stud wall, ceilings. You know, if you're not sure on a joist, or sometimes building regs do ask us for these, and it's good to be able to just go online and, you know, within a few minutes print it off and or email it to them, and then they're happy that you know, that you're not just lashing 4x2s in on a roof on a span of 6 meters without realizing that, you know, it's not going to be sufficient. So apologies to anyone who doesn't like feet, but one thing I am going to do start today is, I'll just show you on this app actually. So this will measure your weight, body fat, water-based, everything. So quite embarrassed by that, because 16.6% body fat. When I played footy, Arsene Wenger, I remember the manager saying that Arsene Wenger wouldn't let anyone play who was above 10. Obviously after the Ray Parlour and that sort of era, I imagine. But the reason I'm showing you this is because I'm gonna do a bit this week where I'm gonna fast. So if anyone's watched Chris Hemsworth Limitless, if not, it's really good, and it sort of opens your mind up. So I've obviously got like a science and biology background. I've got a degree in it, and it obviously shapes a lot of the stuff I do, and I'm always like, you know, try things, give it a go. And one thing I've done before is fasting. So not fasting as you probably imagine, where people, you know, don't eat in the morning and then, or don't eat before they go to bed and fast for 8 hours while they're asleep and then get back up and or do a bit longer. This is like a proper fast where last time I did 3 days, so you do 3 days with nothing but water, so you don't have a calorie. And it might sound obviously bonkers to people to do that, however, I just say, well, if you're medically fit, give it a go. But there's loads of like physiological things that happen when you do that are beneficial to your body, and you know about detoxes and juices and stuff that, you know, do whatever for you. I've just had like a bad few weeks or bad few days or weeks of just events and just drinking too much, really. I just feel horrible. I should be, when I played footy, I was 90 kilograms, so I'm 9 kilograms more at the minute, now I've retired. And I'll show you this week by fasting sort of what I'll drop down to. But yeah, the main benefit, well, you have to watch Chris Hemsworth Limitless, because the main benefits are the theory is that obviously when we were in the wild and that we used to hunt for our food, and we'd go, you know, you'd have good weeks and bad weeks where your body would store energy as fat. And obviously the world we live in now, I mean, I can just walk out my door over the road and get as much food as I want, which shouldn't really be that way. As nice as it is for our bodies, it's not good, because you can just do no exercise and eat as much as you want. So the theory is that you give your body a chance to recover, or how it should be, really. You know, you're talking like thousands of years of evolution, and you know, only within the last 50 years that we've been able to do what we can by just walk over the shop and get whatever you need. But I'll share obviously the journey of not having a single calorie for, I don't really want to commit to 4 days, but we'll see. So I'm going to try and do 4 days, but we'll see how far we get. So it might look big on the plans that I've just showed you. However, you know, this is the area that we're thinking of building. So you can see next doors I've got what we're proposing to build really. So where the pea gravel is up to the Astro, that's what we're planning on doing. So we'll just have a building there with sliding doors here onto the Astro, with hopefully, you know, a small pool here. I can dream, can't I? But you have these ideas, and unless you do something about them, they'll never come about. And then obviously, so you can see this, there's the old floor. So obviously it's all still here now, what it was. And then just down the side here that we want to have just storage basically. So we'll come across, take this wall out, and you can see the neighbours have still got theirs. So theirs actually runs along here and all the way. So it's a useful bit of space. And then we're going to obviously go, my theory is that if you're digging footings for a single story, all the works, well, a lot of the work's in the footings, so, you know, blocks are like a couple of £1 each. Why wouldn't you just carry on and add another room ensuite on top of that? Because you're still doing the same roof. So even if we do this, we've still got to do a roof. So it's just that, you know, bit of block work and timbers. So I always think a double story's worth doing if you're doing all the work to the single story. But, you know, that's just me as a builder. But yeah, this is obviously the area that we're applying for planning permission for. So I don't know what they'll come back with. I can't envisage anything being an issue, because like I say, there was something here. Next doors have got it. So yeah, we'll see what they come back with. Aha! The stickers stayed for now. On the way to the student jobs now, and already, there's a few things to go over already, but lads are checking in like 40 minutes before the shift starts, which is fine. However, like, I've just messaged them and been like, have you got the key for the job? And they're like, no. I'm like, so why have you checked in? Like, why have you said you're doing work when you haven't even got the key to start work? So unless I pull up and they're tidying the front, or, you know, doing something on the front of the houses, they're just checking in and sitting there on the phone. So obviously I think they're just trying to get the hours up, so at the end of the week they're at 40. But yeah, don't check in unless you've got the keys to actually start work, because it's happening more and more, and I do not want to pay $700 and something so that I can get the next stage of the app, so that I can put a restriction on what time you check in. But maybe I will have to do that. And then the other bit I wanted to talk about was Google Ads. Wow. So people talk about the call outs being expensive and whatever else, and now I know why. You've got to get it absolutely perfect. So that's why I suspended it, because I got one call from a woman who wanted a new bathroom, and I said, look, you've rang an emergency plumber, you better get a normal plumber. And then I had another text off someone in McGull, which is miles away from us, and that was it. And I've just got a bill for £228 for 15 times someone's googled emergency electrician and clicked on my website through Google Ads, and they've charged me like £15 something per click. And I've had 2 inquiries that were rubbish inquiries, so no way. And I've just spent £228, and I think it was live for a day or 2. It might have been only a day, and I cancelled it because I was like, well, I'm getting the wrong people coming through, so it must be something I've done. Although nothing on my thing says that I do McGull
or I do full bathrooms. It's literally, the only thing I typed in was emergency plumber. That's the only words I'm paying for, and I'm paying for these postcodes. So Google have just took £228 off me for absolutely nothing, and it's like, and then you don't know whether these, so the call out company I do them for, I've stopped doing them at the minute because the call out company wanted, I think Google are clamping down on companies like that, and the call out company who were in like Albania or something were asking me to use my business Google account. So you've got to prove where you are on the street and it's your business, and take a video of you walking into your house and walking to the road street sign, so that Google know that is you, so that people aren't just setting up what this call out company do, set up 100 plumbers or electricians in Liverpool, so that someone's bound to land on their website. So I said no, I'm not doing that, because one, it's a way of money laundering. So they could have stolen money or dodgy money or whatever, and then they're putting it through my company, and then obviously I'm paying them through legitimate money from doing jobs, and it's a way of them laundering money, which it's probably not that. However, if it was that and it got found out, I'd be the one who's, you know, in trouble for it, because they'd be like, well, it's your company, it's your on Google, you're doing the job, so then, you know, you're the one benefiting from this, so I'd be the one who goes to prison. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And also they wanted to like send other plumbers and stuff who I don't know to jobs that people have Googled through my company. So I was like, why would anyone do that? Anyway, so I've stopped doing them for a while whilst I set up my own one. However, I'm hitting these hurdles now at £228 down, and like, that was the one benefit of getting it through the Google company, that yeah, I paid them half, but I could just pick and choose which jobs I did. So if they were miles away or whatever, I didn't have any of that time wasting. But we're gonna get these student jobs finished, and then I'll look at setting the Google ads up, and you know, try and make sure that we're not getting people ringing up for bathrooms or for, like, you know, 40 minutes away from where they actually am. Good start to the morning. So I need to go and pick up, what do you reckon, a ton? Well, that'll be the minimum, won't it? So if we can get on the rubbish tipper, I've got a grid in my van for that. I'll go and get it now. Take about 100 mil of that out, same that side, throw it on the tipper, and then we'll get, I'll go and get a ton of pea gravel now. Let's get this one boxed off, and then let's paint. I mean, I don't know where we're going to paint to, because it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? But it needs painting, doesn't it?
What are you doing? You're doing that colour Magnolia?
Well, I'll probably get like whatever I get, we'll use it on both houses then. And then we'll get the sills painted as well. Yeah. Has someone done that? There's a couple of things. Oh yeah, someone's done it, yeah.
I reckon we should just go the same height as this, mate.
Yeah, so just do the extension and then come across like they've done there, basically. Look, you can see like where they've pre-pointed.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. So down here, and we can get these walls and that done, yeah. So it all looks good. And then same with the front of the house, yeah. That's a different colour though. I'll go and pick that colour up now. Everything else looks alright in here, doesn't it? So this bit now, white paint, isn't it?
This is, yeah. I've got a touch upstairs,
Cork sand fill. We've got that window coming. We've got silicone around these bits, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll put them all in the group now then.
Ben's doing that. Ben's on the way. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then on the front, we're just going to be he has like a colour that he paints them all the same. So, and then the sills. So if we can just.
Pencil and the party line, so
Yeah, and then if we can just prep these sills. So sand them as good as we can, and then we'll primer them and get it ready for the colour that he chooses. Sounds? And then this one's Mick's gonna come and do the locks today. And then stair caps. We haven't got them, have we?
Grab the 9-inch roller.
And then you're just gonna sand and fill that again. Go on, mate, alright? Let's have a look up here. Nice. So yeah, so we are just locks and in here as well needs painting. That mirror can go back up. Oh, so this one can get closed off then now, can't it? Looking good. And doors painting, isn't it? Dilemma. Oh, this way we just need like more vans, isn't it? But you've always got something on the van. So we've got rubbish on this van that needs to go on the other van, and then that other van needs to go to Oldham Brothers and get tipped. However, there's all cardboard that Blaine's doing now on the other student job. And then I've just picked up a ton of pea gravel, which needs to go on this job. But I need to get it off here. So I'm thinking of just tipping it and just having a ton of pea gravel here. And then I can take this van and get all the rubbish onto the other one. And then I can go and pick up the rest of the materials that we need for today. MDF and whatever else. You just have to make sure if I tip this now that he does it straight away, rather than, and hopefully it does tip. What do you reckon?
I'll stand behind this car. Do you want me to slit the bag a bit so it at least pours out instead of just a whole ton?
No, wait. Let's see if it tips to the back first. Look, don't you think, how's that not slid? But what I don't want to do is just swap me back. You're not moving yet?
About to. Reckon if you pull it, it'll go. Don't.
And then keep tipping it and pull that off.
Yeah, that'll do.
There we go. Right, get Tom on that quick.
Simples. Yeah. Never doubted it.
As you see, I've just rearranged this tipper now so that we can get more cardboard on it, because it's got hardly any weight on it. It's just obviously volume wise a lot, but we'll pay similar obviously to take this tip. So we've got the stuff in obviously that tipper that Ben's bringing around now, and obviously all the cardboard from the job that Blaine's doing. So make the most of getting it on the tipper. The other student job now, and I've just got two lads to come and start taking all these off, get rid of all our tools. They're going to go back to lock up, and then there's a few snaggy bits in the garden and stuff that we need to finish. So this needs silicones one, and then we're going to paint this bit white, so, or probably magnolia, easier. And then we are going to cut this off, and someone said about putting a copper nail through it. Well, I think we've got some poison as well, so we'll do that. because that can't believe how quick that's grown. But well, I say that it's been obviously been a few months on this job, so I've just noticed someone's left the stickers on that window. That's really annoying. So we're at that stage of the job. Well, I've just had to come back to Chestnut because I forgot to pick up the actual wood to do the framework for the concrete that I've just dropped off. So I've just come back. But we're also at that stage of the job where lads start asking me for stupid stuff, like I need window cleaner to take a bit of emulsion off the windows. No, you don't. It's just don't ask me for stuff to make your job a tiny bit easier. Just by the time I go and get window cleaner, you'll have it done. Oh, so what else have we had? Oh, just loads, yeah. But get this, Mondays are always like this, aren't they? It's not just me. What a typical Monday morning I'm having. I've just been to Johnson's Paint, and you can see this 5 litre tub of like a chosen, what do you call it? A chosen colour that they mix on site. They're about 90 something pound for obviously 10 litres of it, or you can get 10 litres of a pre-mixed colour for 40 quid. So they literally are double the price. However, they've got like the same style on these student houses that they've stuck with throughout, and I think that company know that because they literally can charge what they want for this paint, which is a bit annoying. And it's just started raining, so we can't even do this today. And I'm on the way back to see Blaine because I've been dropped everything off and you can't get the mixer started now. It's a petrol one. It's Michael's mixer, and he just put a mix in, got it started, and then it's cut out with a full mixing. So hopefully I can get that going again. Otherwise we're gonna have to like go and get one of my mixers and finger it out and then wash it out. So fingers crossed I can turn up and it's just something simple like a fuel line or something these turn on or off, or the choke or something. But yeah, Monday morning, I'm so happy to pull up and see that working. Was it the fuel line? Just with the levers?
Yeah.
So that one? Yeah, so that's what I was saying. That one's the stove, isn't it? Yeah. And that's the on and off. So what we're doing is going to build that wooden frame round here now. What are you best doing? Hey, like dig? Yeah. How much did you use?
10 caps.
Oh, so just keep it the same for 15 months ago. So all we've done is make a little frame. So obviously this bit's already here. I don't want to start breaking that out because it's quite solid. It's just that last little bit that's sunk. So we're going to do like a 50mm concrete over that up to there, and then tie it in underneath here, and then this bit is just literally to stop the weeds going. So whatever we've got left, so we'll start on that front step, and then we need to make a sign to say do not bloody walk on this concrete, because that'll be the next thing coming, and someone's put Steno was here in the bloody fingerprints with it. Mixer's back on, and we're going to do another one here now. And along here we've got a ballast mist from Chestnut, which is basically like a sand and stone pre-mix. Perfect for this. Didn't go very far that mix though. So I've just come to a house that we sold a few years ago, and they said they were having an issue with a leak on the roof, so it looked like it was coming in obviously by this window. Unfortunately, they've paid another roofer to come out who's felted over the GRP, which one thing you should never do, because if there's anything wrong with the GRP you can sand it down and obviously do another coat of fiberglass over it, and then it's fine. Whereas now they've felted it, I don't know if you can or not, I don't know. But it's still leaking, so they've rang me, and I said to them they should have rang me in the first place, because obviously I would have done it for free anyway, even though we've got no legal obligation to do it for free. But this is what has happened. So as you can see, when we've used an abutment tray, that goes back up to the dormer, and then obviously the well, it clamps to the timber. There'll be like OSB board there, then this will finger it, and then once you get the batten and the tiles, so by the time the batten and the tiles on, we've lost the majority of the actual depth. So we've used the wrong size one of these really. It should be obviously a lot longer. So what's happening now is as you're getting directional rain that's hitting here, it's travelling down, hitting this, and at the moment that's the only, I mean there was tiles here, so it wasn't like it was, you know, bouncing off, but that was the only sort of once that got full of rain, it'd overflow and obviously go into here, which is the bit where you can see where they've had damp for the rain there, and it's been coming through that ceiling. So my solution to this is I'm going to silicone one of these. So what I've done is I've cut the battens back all the way up, took the tiles off, cut the battens back all the way up, and I'm going to silicone this underneath that one. So put a big blob of silicone here so that when that one goes on there, it comes in, nothing can go back that way, and we basically extend the ripples to that'll be up to there, won't it? So now it's almost, well, it should be impossible for water to go down here, over this one, over this one, over this one, and over this one, and then drip in. So hopefully that will sort it now. So I'm going to put these on, and then what I might have to do is I might have to glue some of the half tiles, because obviously they might not reach these battens. I'll show you that in a minute. So now you can see, obviously this is the most important bit, that it misses and goes over onto the roof, and then everything overlaps that. Now you can see running up that, you know, hopefully no water can get this way now because of all these ripples that we've left in. So now I'm going to silicone that, well, OB1 it, and then we're going to put the tiles back on. So hopefully now you can see what I mean, it's quite tight. I mean, there would have been obviously directional rain getting in there, and this is a good example of it here, look. So any rain falling down, this one now would have like filled that up, and it would have overflowed into this one, which then would have leaked. Whereas now it'll overflow into this one, go down onto that flat roof, out onto the gutter, and now it's got to get past two more. So silicone that all the way up. Now just put these tiles on, and that's a wrap. So fingers crossed. I can't see anywhere else that could have been getting in. That was the only bit that, and it was only a drip, which means that I think it was only happening when it was directional rain, obviously hammering down in that way. So yeah, fingers crossed that's it now. It was a nice house, and then I've just cleaned the window while I was up here, because I said I bet you don't get up here often. So Blaine's just finished up concreting this, and then we'll come last thing today. We'll try and take this wood away, and then we'll try and put a nice edge on the front of the concrete, so that all just sets as one then, and then, you know, I haven't got any further work to do. Just tidying up now. The professional brush. So just probably done that a bit early, but at least it's like you're plastering, you know, when you brush it, and you can get most of the crap out of it. Just don't do it too thick here. Watching them flick it on the walls. So Blaine's just brushing this now, because mainly we can probably get more on it, to be fair. We could probably get a thicker texture on it, but what we don't want to do is have it too smooth that in the winter students come out and go flying. So we need to put a bit of a bit of texture into it so that it's less so much here, because you know the bins will probably go there. That's about it. But look, it looks good that we've put a bit of dye in it as well. I just have to see what colour it dries. I think I've done this before with a bit of dye in, and then come back a few weeks later and it was just all cement grey again. Looking good.
Right.
Last thing of the day, brushing up. What do you reckon? Looks alright, doesn't it? It's low maintenance. Right. We'll throw that on the tipper and then we're done for today, aren't we? Right, that is a wrap for Monday. Always manic Mondays, but you know, we got loads done today, and we've nearly got 1, 2, 3. There'll be 4 student jobs. Should be totally ticked off by the end of this week. Like beds in, everything done, like dust proof, and then we'll be going on to another one that needs probably a bit more help. So that'll be the 5, and then we'll be starting new ones. But one thing I need to mention is I've not felt hungry today, which is weird. When you're busy, you just don't, and it's such a routine that you get yourself into. Like, I laugh when lads come in, and they come in at 8 o'clock, and they get to 9:30, they go, I'm gonna have to go for food. I'm absolutely starving. Like, I can't eat. There's no way I can carry on working until like. And you're like, you're not starving. You're just in a routine of stopping at 10 o'clock and having, you know, a breakfast or a cup of tea or something. And that's one thing I need to like look at stopping. It's just cups of tea. I have reduced my cups of teas now, so I'm gonna try and do 3-4 days and see how I get on. But I'll go and wait till tomorrow morning and see what me weight, because I'll measure myself at the same time each day so that I'm not getting fluctuations in weight, whatever. But yeah, I normally get one of the lads to do this, but if you are enjoying the channel, or if you've just stumbled across this episode and thought, oh, that was quite interesting, please do subscribe to the channel, and please comment, because comments drive the algorithm, which makes YouTube post our video to random people who've got similar interests, who might click on it and go, oh, that was good, and then subscribe to the channel, and that's how we grow. But yeah, have a good Monday evening, everyone.